What's going on, everyone? So I'm really excited to see kind of the impact and role that Bronny James is going to have this upcoming season. He looked fantastic in Summer League. Definitely still a work in progress, right? But you saw all the things that you wanted. He was, him from last summer to this summer looked like a completely different player, right? Like the guy was very good out there, looked like one of the better players. He was impactful on the defense side of things. He much improved. You can tell he fixed his shot, kind of got the hitch out of his shot, a lot more fluid, a lot more natural. I think he'll continue to get the reps in that regard. I'm not expecting him this season to come in and be, a top 8 rotation guy that's going to be playing in the playoffs or anything like that. But I do think he will be in the rotation and actually get some minutes throughout the course of the season. I do think he's a guy that, you throw out there and even 10, 15 minutes a night randomly, maybe he gets the random night here and there where he's playing, 30 because a guy's out or whatever. I think he's a guy that can genuinely come in and have an impact. He's the exact type of player this team needs. Young, athletic, hustle, dirty work guy that can defend and be the point of attack, defend, the 1 and the 2. Don't really know about threes, but at least the 1 and the 2, just be that aggressive point of attack. As he kind of progresses, I do think he has the potential to defend bigger, right? Because he's put on some muscle, he's put on some weight, right? You've seen guys, right? Even Marcus Smart is a great example. He's the guy that can defend bigger. Helps that he has the wingspan, but he can defend bigger. You see a lot of smaller guards, right? Davion Mitchell, for example, can defend bigger, right? And it's just more they're strong, they're physical, they know how to properly position their body to be able to hold their own in those setups. Alex Cruz was another great guy, but he's like 6'5", But I could see Bronny James as he progresses into that. I'm really excited to see kind of the progression of Bronny over the years. But JJ Redick recently talked about Bronny and kind of what he wants to see from Bronny and what the expectation is and kind of where Bronny can learn if he wants to kind of come in and play a role. And so JJ Redick wants Bronny James to study the games of Davion Mitchell and TJ McConnell, which I actually think are two excellent kind of examples of what you want. On every single possession, they're in the game. Whether that's offensively or defensively, they're able to impact it with how hard they play. With the defensive pickup points, the distribution, being able to get downhill. I think we have all seen these amazing flashes of it from Bronny. And to get to that next level for him, it's cardio fitness. So they want him to, again, essentially just be this menace out there. Be this relentless, just every second you're out there. Whether you're playing 15 minutes or you're playing 30, every second counts. How are you going to stay on the court? How are you going to get minutes? How are you going to have the impact on this game, especially early in his career as he's developing and growing? It's being relentless, right? Being that look at a guy like I've talked about it, like Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder, people talk about him all the time. Like he doesn't really play defense. He just is relentless. He's just nonstop, right? So he's just a pest at times. Now, Bronny can kind of put those things together. I think it was Patrick Beverly was the one I think that called him out. He doesn't really, or was it Russell Westbrook? Somebody, one of these guys called him out and was like, he doesn't really play defense. He just is relentless. He's just a pest. So he's always on you, always bumping you, always hitting you, right? But if Bronny can actually, we've seen him be able to play defense. If he can kind of keep that engine going, which he has the athleticism, he has the speed, right? He has the ability to be one of those guys. If he can go out there and 15 minutes a night for this Lakers team, he's going to get real minutes being that just, again, relentless on-ball defender. Think of guys like, Davion Mitchell, right? Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, these guys have built and established careers of just being just relentless on the defensive side. Tony Allen, right? You kind of want to have some of these callbacks, right? If he can be, and that's why I think Marcus Smart is going to be so good for him. I think Marcus Smart is going to help him a ton because he's a guy that has been a defensive player of the year, has been all NBA defense, right? He's a guy that knows and understands and can kind of help him really adjust to the game and see the floor and certain positionings defensively and different defensive actions and really kind of break things down and help him kind of along on this kind of defensive journey, right? Bronny James already has the defense needed in order for him to get minutes on an NBA level. Right? He's a guy that is he going to be able to give you the offense? And, is he going to be able to give you the cardio and maintain it every second that he's out there? Right? Like, if he's a guy that is out there doing the dirty work, making the hustle plays, diving for loose balls, chasing down loose balls, getting rebounds, creating turnovers, creating second chance points, knocking down the occasional three, applying rim pressure, making the occasional setup, right? Like, he's doing everything, right? How is he going to carve out a role early in his career on this Lakers team for a team that wants to win right now? For a team that has LeBron James, who, yes, is his dad, but still, he wants to win right now. He's not getting any younger. Luka, even recently, it was reported that he wants to win right now. So if you're Bronny, how do you impact winning? It's doing the dirty work. Luka's not going to do the dirty work. LeBron's not going to do the dirty work. Most stars don't do the dirty work. But you need those guys that can and are willing and are okay raising their hand and going like, hey, I'll do it. I can do that. I can defend. I can be relentless. Right? Like, the Lakers don't have another guy like Bronny on this roster. Like, with his athleticism, his ability on the defensive side, like, Marcus Smart is probably the closest thing. Jared Vanderbilt is another guy that's very close to that. But Jared Vanderbilt is like, Bronny's just hyper athletic and super quick, right? And he's got quick hands. Jared Vanderbilt's just really long, lengthy, agile, mobile, so he can defend, stay in front of guys. He's long enough and quick enough to recover, right? But like, as far as like particularly the guard position, Bronny James is that guy that really kind of provides something that this team just doesn't have. Gabe Vincent isn't as athletic as him, right? Marcus Smart, defensively, he can get after stuff, but Bronny's more athletic than even a Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's athletic, don't get me wrong, but Bronny James he has his dad's like freak athleticism. He has the ability to and he has that motor in him. And so if he can kind of keep that engine going and keep that nonstop, like, he needs to outplay everybody else on the basketball court. If he can do that, he can come in game after game after game and he's out hustling and out working everyone else on the basketball court. It's going to be very hard to get him off of the basketball court. Because that's the thing. Again, you can win a lot of games. A lot can happen just through effort and energy, especially over the regular season. Once you get to playoffs, everyone's kind of given the effort and energy, particularly during the regular season. You see a lot of teams just lose because they just didn't have the effort that night. Right? So you can win a lot of games just outworking your opponent. Right? Like, you see a lot of upsets in the NBA because, it's just a game where you get this team that's just not very good, and you get this team that's, is very good, and they just don't show up tonight for whatever reason the other team does. Right? Bronny can be that guy that is outworking. He's not going to be the best player on the court every night. He's not going to be, even on nights necessarily the most impactful. But if he can just be the hardest working and the most relentless, he's going to have a spot. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me not. So I enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.